In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with all of you the top 3 stocks that y'all should be keeping in your watch list for this week. I'm also going to be addressing the overall market along with some updates on some of the stocks that I've mentioned in the past videos. Alright, now before we begin, again, do not forget to annihilate the like button on your way in here. And also don't forget to subscribe if you are new to the channel, right? So let's get right into it, right off the bat. We have the Nasdaq, all right? We're looking at the Nasdaq, and I've been looking at it for the past 3 weeks, using this as the standard for the start of the video, right? Because it's an easier chart to read, and hopefully an easier chart for y'all to understand, all right? Now, I told y'all last week, I told you actually for the past 3 weeks, that I was expecting this drop to come through eventually, right? It took a sweet time, and after the inflation report was put out, and after the retest of that top over here at 12,200, it's finally made its way back down to the low 11,000. Now, this red box is there. I thought that the Nasdaq was going to get there today. I really did. But it looks like it's taking a sweet time. It's not dropping as fast as I anticipated. All right. But I think that tomorrow the sell-off is going to intensify once again. This is not a level where I would tell you, yeah, we're about to bounce. Worst case scenario is that the market kind of wastes their time a little bit and just do nothing. Like maybe show us a doji on Tuesday, which is tomorrow, and maybe even another doji on Wednesday, all right, before continuing down on Thursday and on Friday. That's the worst case scenario. The best case scenario is if it just collapses, right, all the way down to 11,000 and then chop, and then maybe later continue even lower, right? So that's my honest thoughts on the Nasdaq. The bear flag is still there, and since it's still there, my thoughts and opinions on the market is not changing. I haven't changed it in the past 3 weeks, and I'm not changing it now because the market hasn't given us a reason to do so. All right, now let's look at the VIX before we let's look at the VIX. Now today we sold off a little bit by like the Nasdaq dropped by 1%, but the VIX didn't move too much, which is either lagging or is setting up for a major move to the upside. Y'all remember how before the inflation report was put out, the VIX jumped by 10% just to trap bears who decided to short before the inflation report, right? So this happened, this drop right there, where the bears got trapped in the Nasdaq. But now that it's going sideways like this, and it's not really going up, it could be a bull trap where bulls are buying a dip on a SPY, and then tomorrow we might see this thing jump above 23, and we could see a massive green candle to the top, all the way up to $25, right? We could see that. So that's what I'm thinking with the VIX. It has a lot of room still. Again, we have all of this space right here, all of this space. So just keep that in mind for the near future. Now, the first stock that I want to share with all of you in today's video, that stock is Apple. All right, now again, for those of y'all who have watched the last video, I'm gonna pin it at the top. That way y'all can go watch it if you haven't seen it. I told y'all to be very careful, and that I was bearish on Apple for one simple reason. All right, I showed y'all the trade recap that we took last week on Apple because of this little structure right here, this descending triangle. But I also told y'all, I gave y'all the bigger picture about why this thing could keep falling lower. All right, and the bigger picture is on the daily chart, and it's right here. There is that bearish pennant right there. And since it's there, Again, I'm not, there's no reason for me to be bullish on this thing unless it gives me a reason to be bullish. Like, let's say it consolidates for weeks and then it gets back in here. That's obviously terrible for shorts. But right now, look at the volume at the bottom. It's increasing. Candles are getting larger. The breakdown happened. Yeah, this is supposed to fall below 130. All right, it's supposed to collapse just based off of the structure alone. All right, so that's the first stock that y'all should be keeping in your watch list for a drop. Apple. Now, the next one that y'all should be keeping in your watch list. This one has a clean structure. I like it a lot, and it's right here. It's McDonald's. All right. The reason why I like McDonald's and I want to share it with all of you is because of this. Looking at it on the 4-hour time frame, let me make that a bit bigger for y'all. All right. So this is the 4-hour. And if you look very, very closely, you can see the flag. The flag is there. There is a bear flag on the charts. It's right there. All right. Right over here. It was cooking for weeks. All right. It was cooking for weeks. And then after the inflation report got put out, and then the market started dropping on Thursday. No, yeah, this is Thursday. It broke down quite cleanly right here at 272, and then it had a massive follow through on Friday. And so far the 4-hour looks really, really clean. Therefore, watch this one for a drop all the way down to 260 bucks. Yes. All right, watch this one for a drop. So that's the second stock. Yeah, the third stock that y'all should be keeping in your watch list for tomorrow, or for this week I should say, is Disney. Now, if you watch, I've talked about Disney in one of my previous videos. I think it was somewhere over here on the 8th or on the 7th, like right here. All right, and I told y'all that I liked it for a short all the way down to $85, because in that video I showed y'all this. I showed y'all this structure right here, very clean. The breakdown happened, right? It was consolidating for a very long time, which is obviously annoying for all of the shorts who got in quite early right here, right? Very annoying. Ideally, you want to see this drop happen like a week earlier, but because of all of the market stalled, and then the inflation report and all of that, then it took a sweet time before falling to $85. But eventually it got there. Eventually it got there. So I think that it's gonna go lower. I think that it can go lower. This level of support got breached, and if it doesn't make an attempt to go back above it, like above $87, you can see it drop down to 80. As you can see, the alert is on the charts. I think that it can get to 80 bucks if everything continues to sell off. And also, they put out news about the new movie Amazon. No, not Amazon. The new movie Avatar. Yeah, apparently they didn't meet the expectations on their opening weekend, and the stock took a hit. All right, so I think it's gonna continue a little lower. So definitely watch Disney for that. Now, an update on some stocks. Two stocks that I want to look at. The first one is ALGM, which I've shared with y'all in the last video at 31-ish. Yeah, I told y'all to watch this thing for a drop back down to the neckline. It's still making its way there. It's a little slow, but eventually you will get there. All right. My thoughts and opinions on this one is not changing at all. Looking at it from the daily, yeah, there's still sellers in here trying to push the stock down, and there's a gap down here too. So watch this one for a drop. The next one that I shared with all of you was OXY. And with OXY, it played out exactly how I explained to y'all. about why I got out and why this thing was going to play out. Now, it didn't jump as high as I thought it would because of the inflation report. Again, I was bullish. I was bullish on the reaction to the inflation report, and I thought that it could push OXY all the way up to around like $67.50, maybe even $68 before we see this drop, right? But it didn't jump that much. A lot of stocks did, but OXY didn't. All right. So eventually it went all the way down to 61.40 to fill that gap right here that I shared with y'all like 2 weeks ago. All right. So will it go lower? Maybe it will. Like the triple top is there. It's not looking bullish at all. The only thing that I don't know is how long it could consolidate in between those two lines before falling down. If it falls down aggressively tomorrow, then watch for a move down to 57 maybe. But yeah, that's my honest thoughts on OXY and all of these stocks, and that is the end of the video. Again, do not forget to annihilate the like button for the YouTube algorithm as always. And also, if you haven't done so already, definitely click on subscribe and click on the notification bell along with all notifications. That way you don't miss out on future uploads. If you'd like to be part of a private Discord community where you can get all of this information in real time as I see them, you can find that as the first link in the description of the video below. If you haven't added me on social media yet, you can find me at NGumah and at PATTERNOLOGY LAB on Instagram and on Twitter. And lastly, if all of this is brand new to you, if you're interested in getting started in the stock market, there's some basic step-by-step directions in the description of the video below, step 1 to step 3. It only takes about 10 to 15 minutes for you to have all the tools you need to start trading immediately. You can also get some free stocks after signing up with Webull using the third link in the description of the video below. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, my name is NGumah with PATTERNOLOGY LAB, where we trade patterns and patterns only. And I will see all of you in the next video.